Well, hello and welcome back to Creative Craft Time. Today I'm going to show you a technique to use when you purchase a new stamp set. So recently I purchased the new stamp set Cup of Tea stamp set from Stampin Up. And when I get a new stamp set, I like to do a get to know it technique. So what do you mean by that? Well, what I do is I get just a plain piece of A4 cardboard like this, and I'll cut it into 4, and then on each of those 4 rectangles I'll have a look at my stamp set and I'll go, now what elements are in here? What different things could I do with this stamp set? So I decided that I would do these 4 designs here, which I'll stamp through with you today. So I'm not going to make the cards up with you today, but I'll just show you how to do the stamping. So the first one that I did was this Take Care of Yourself card, just using the stripy teacup, the leaves, and some of the little flowers. Super cute. So that's a really obvious card. You can see that what happened from that stamp set. And then I grabbed one of the other teacups, so this one here, and I just stamped it all over the card, kind of creating a bit of a background look, I guess. And then that looks really good when you just add a few extra things to make that into a card. So that was the second idea. The third idea is to just simply take one of the elements. So I've chosen this teacup again and stamp it 3 times. And then what I did with it was that I cut these out, fussy cut them. If you have the die cut, you could certainly use that. And I've stacked them one on top of each other and popped them on a card. And I'll show you the cards that I made at the end of the video with these layouts. And then the other idea is just to have a bit of a look at your stamp set and go, what else is in here that I could actually use that's not actually, you know, about teacups. So I saw that I really like this leaf design here. So I picked it and this other little flower here. And I popped those on this piece of cardboard and really just did a bit of a random background idea again and popped a little flower in there as well. So you can see that from this stamp set, these are just 4 layouts that you can put together. It helps you when you first get a stamp set because you can look at this stamp set and think, oh, you know what bits are in there that I could use for other cards. There's other sentiments in here. There's other little flowers and leaves that you could use for other projects. So really good idea just to get you know your stamp set when you first get one. All right, so the colors that I've inked today, the inks that I've used were these 3 colors here. I just grabbed these 3, Mossy Meadow, Starry Sky, and Highland Heather. I just thought they looked good together. You could do any colors you like, but they're the stamps or the ink pads that I'll be using today. So I'm going to just show you how to cut your cardboard into 4, or what I do there. We move these little guys out of the way so I don't get them mixed up. So just grabbing your A4 piece of cardboard, and I'm using my fabulous Stampin Up paper trimmer, and I find that the measurements of an A4 card are, you know, a little bit weird because it's like 29.8 or something. So just to make this a bit of an easier project, I like to just need my extension here. I like to just cut a smidgy off so that it's down to 28. So I think it'll be 28 by 21 then, so centimeters that is. So I just cut that bit off first. Then it just makes it really easy to divide into 4. Make sure you hang on to this little bit of cardboard because you can use that for an embellishment or some sentiments on another card. And so then it would just be to cut at 14. And then it should be at 10.5. Cutting them together. Look at me, I'm going wild today. And then you've got your 4 rectangles all the same size. Now I know that this will be too big possibly for a layer on a card, but you can always just trim them down later to suit the card size that you want to use. So we don't need you anymore at the moment, beautiful paper trimmer, so out of the way you go. So our 4 pieces of cardboard, let's just choose one for now, shall we? And let's get stamping. So the first one I did was this one. Take care of yourself, teacup. You love to get that in the mail. So the stamps that I used on that one were this stripy teacup, and I used the take care of yourself sentiment. So always a good idea to stamp your sentiment first. That way you make sure that you leave enough room for everything else. Learned that by trial and error. So stamping first the take care of yourself sentiment at the top here. And if you don't have a stamp and scrub, then you must get one. So what's a stamp and scrub, you say? Well, let me show you. He's over here. This is fabulous from Stampin' Up. This is a way to clean your stamps. So easy. So one side is wet, one side is dry. Give it a little bit of rub here. He's not very wet. I need to add a bit more water to it. Should be much easier to do. I'll do that. I'll add a bit more water. But it's just a bit of a scrub here, and then a dry here, and you have a clean stamp pad. Yeah, so easy. You can be, have it near you while you're doing your work. You can easily just clean and dry and leave your stamp pads, e-pads just ready. Sorry, stamp pads. All right, so back to our card layout. So we've got our take care of yourself stamp, and we're going to do the teacup as well. Stamp, and pop the teacup down, leaving enough room for the greenery to sit in the cup. Beautiful. Scrub. Dry. Fabulous. That one's done. And then I'm going to use the Mossy Meadow. Stamp, and a little bit of lining up here to get it in place. Bit tricky. Gorgeous. Scrub. Dry. Stamps clean. And then we're adding the little flowers. So that one's here. What do I use for this one? Highland Heather. Got him there. And this is really adorable. Stampin' Up makes stamping so easy. So this stamp is actually designed to sit within this design. So it's just a little bit of, fiddling, having a look where it fits in, where you're happy with it. Wriggle, turning it. And I think I'm happy with it around about there. Adorable. And you could use this other scrub, dry. You can use this little flower. That's also another element in this stamp set, just to add a little bit of extra if you like. Should we do that? A few more little flowers around the place. Why not? Live dangerously, hey? Go crazy. Lovely. And so that's it. That was the first one, the first design that I had in this stamping layout. So scrub, dry. And so if we then move to the second design, so that was just really doing a background all over with the other teacup. And what you can do, once you've cleaned your stamps and you've got them dry, one thing I like to do is take the stamp off of the block, and you can just pop it on the outside of the stamp set here so that you know where it is, or else these are really sticky, and if you don't put them away, they just seem to be able to get stuck on the ends of things. But coffee cup, you find it, you know, 3 weeks later. So just a little trick there to pop it away so that you know where it is when not using it. So I need this other teacup design now. Just grab him out. This one's really nice. You could also just stamp it on in one color, and you could color it in. It's got those little leaf definitions on the inside of it, so you could do that with that. Now this is stamping randomly all over the page, so I'm just going to grab a piece of paper because you'll need just an extra bit of paper to stamp off. Yeah, all right, pick any colour you like. We'll start this in, shall we? Move along with our Starry Night. And then if you re-stamp, you can, that's fine, anywhere you like. And can you see there's a bit of a two-toneness there because it was like more ink there and not there, which I think looks really good. A bit more ink. We'll do a third one. Terrific. Clean, 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 clean. Wipe, 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 wipe. And then we can stamp again. So I'm moving across my scene meadow now. Yep, about here I reckon. Great. And here. Look at that, so much lighter. And a third time here. And you could just leave it at that. If you're like, you know, don't like things too messy, you could just go with that. If you think I'm happy with that. I'm going to add the third colour in with the Highland Heather. On there. On there. Bit more ink, I think. And I'm going to pop one here. Yeah, I reckon that'll do. Don't mind that. Might, although I feel like I just want to put one in here too. Looks really crazy now, doesn't it? Yeah, one here. Gone wild. You can do whatever you like. Look, really, there's no rules. Just keep going and doing whatever you like there. And that is the second design. So if I take that background paper away, you can see now we have our second design. So far we've stamped this design and this design. Totally different layouts, aren't they? And that's just two examples. Okay, so let's move on and we'll do 3 and 4. Okay, so layout number 3 and 4. So we're going to be using this stamp here, this teacup, to do layout number 3. Fairly simple design, just using the teacup and stamping in Highland Heather. And all I did for this one was just stamp 3 teacups. 1, 2, and 3. Give him a clean and the Stampin' Scrub. And then I've left a little bit of room down the end here because I thought I'd stamp the sentiment on here as well. And I've chosen this little sentiment. Thank you for your friendship. So I'm just going to stamp that down the bottom here, and then that can be cut out later. And at the end of the video, I will show you the 4 cards that I made with these layouts. So what I did with that one, I just have cut out the 3 teacups. I've cut out, you can die cut them or fussy cut them. I cut out a little hole in this handle and thread some ribbon through there, just cut out the sentiment and added some designer series paper as well, and made a lovely card that I'll show you in a moment. So that's number 3. And now number 4 layout was just using this great leaf that I really like in this particular stamp set here that I've got ready here, and just stamping all over again, kind of like a bit of a background look again with this one. And I'm just going to grab my piece of scrap paper, which of course has disappeared off of the planet. I'll just grab this one here just to put underneath so I don't stamp on my nice white desk. So this was just going to go landscape stamping, and it can be you know, a bit off the page as well. That's how this comes out all variegated. Think about what you're doing. Yep, here we go. And here. And here. Just all over. It's noisy, isn't it? Here. Here. Just going to put a bit of, oh no, let's go this way. Bit of a leaf. Oh man, didn't work out too good. That's okay. Probably cut it off later anyway. So that's fine. Make sure you get your stamps inked up well. Yep, beautiful. And then I might just do a little bit here on these bits as well, just to make sure we're getting it all covered. And I'll go with one here. Great, give that a clean. And then I just use this little flower design here. This one here, just using it. And I'm going to use Highland Heather again. Just add some little flowers in. Don't need to anymore. So just wherever you think they might look good. Randomly through the design, creating a bit of a unique design. Actually, we'll leave that back, pop it in there. How cute is this? This might wrap around here. Pretty good. So you keep adding until you feel like you've got a design you're happy with. Not to be too particular because some of it will be covered up with the rest of the embellishing as we go. I'm pretty happy with that at the moment. I think I'm going to go with that. Clean this guy. And that's the 4 designs. So design number 3 was this one. And design number 4, this one, actually goes that way. And I'll show you now the stamps that I created with the 4 layouts. So this was with the first layout that we did. Take care of yourself. The second one, using the teacup and doing the background all over. Let's get together soon. I thought that was really cute. You could pop a tea bag in there, or a coffee bag or something like that, I thought, when you sent it to someone. This is the third layout where I've cut out the teacups and cut them out and stuck them on top of each other, bit of ribbon, and added the sentiment. And then the fourth design was this one. I really like this card. I think it's really cute. Yep, with that leaf design. So nothing to do with teacups at all. So it just shows you how you can use your stamp set for something totally different to its original purpose, just looking at all of the different elements in it. So enjoy using your cup of tea stamp set, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.